Loaded. Hey, it's me.
Hey guys, Jeremy Lou Photography. Second attempt at this video. I keep getting calls, which is not a bad thing, but I keep getting calls. Share, like, subscribe, please. Check me out at jeremylou.com and hatchreno.com. Today's a little video on something I've been thinking about the last couple days. I follow a few Facebook forums, and although I don't comment on pretty much anything anymore, because when you comment on one thing, everything else comes, everybody has their own opinion. I do go on there just to kind of see what people are talking about, what people are doing. But I did make a tiny mistake in commenting on one on Facebook Wedding Photographers. If you're a wedding photographer, join that group, amazing group. But basically, it was about harassment. Um, a photographer who recently has blocked everybody that's not agreed with him said he said basically, when is it okay to leave in the middle of a wedding because you're not getting respected by your bride and groom? So let's think about that. No respect from bride and groom, enough of non-respect that he felt like he could just stop shooting a wedding and leave for the day, and not document the rest of their day. And I think in the post he said half. So he shot half of the day, which theoretically for me, half would mean about the ceremony or right before the ceremony. Um, Let that sink in for a quick second and think about that. I thought about it, and my response was simple. It would have to be something incredibly crazy, disrespectful for me to want to leave. I'm talking like pig's blood coming down on my head, people like peeing on me as I'm walking, something crazy. I basically said it had to be something huge, but who's to say my level of respect is different than their level of respect? And also, I ended it with man up. It's time to man up. You're shooting a wedding. So here's how I think of it in my terms. I'm hired professional to shoot a wedding. I'm hired. I'm there. I wasn't hired to be respected. In any job that we go to pay for services. It's not, we're not expected to respect somebody, although a lot of us do, and with common sense. Just because the bride, the groom, a guest is a little irritated or mad or something, maybe I've done something to offend them, or maybe I didn't do something quickly enough, or whatever reason, I have to get past it and do my job. I can't just leave. Furthermore, if I leave the wedding because of disrespect, do I give them money back or do I accept it in full? I believe in the post, he was trying to keep all the money. For me, that's just lazy. For me, that's just a whiny brat trying to get out. Um, we're not there to make friends with anybody, even though we do become friends and we do know people around there. I'm a hired professional, right? I'm at a wedding, I'm shooting, I'm not drinking, I'm working, I'm maintaining my timeline, I'm getting the things that I need, all while maintaining a positive professional environment. I believe what we put out, we get in. It's not to say that people weren't being rude to him, but who freaking cares? He has to do his job. Keep note that this photographer also always posts on these groups about something negative, something's happening to him every time. It's always happening to him. So what we put out, we get in. Let's talk about when you can leave a wedding though, right? So I've never left a wedding. I don't know if you have, if you're a photographer, if you have left a wedding, but I do have a harassment clause. It was added after an event. So the event that happened was I was shooting a wedding, and it's when I used to have my camera strap around my neck. Now I wear the spider system, but I had a camera strap around my neck. A drunk guy at the end of the night, probably like the last 30 minutes of shooting, I was standing outside of a venue with the groom and a bunch of his friends. One guy thought it'd be funny to grab my camera and take pictures. Normally that's kind of fine, maintain your camera, but he grabbed it so quickly that he actually grabbed it by the lens and my camera, and there's a little button on the side, pulled my lens off and dropped the lens. Luckily, it wasn't too much damage to the lens. I took care of it. I didn't have the clause at the time up for harassment, but I did add a harassment clause after that. It's just an awkward situation for everybody, but as long as my bride and groom know that there's a harassment clause where I need to feel safe, within reason, I'm not going to go after any of their guests. If their guest comes after me or does something, I have a right to do whatever I need to do to get myself in a safe spot, especially with my assistant. That's my harassment clause. Has it happened? No, it's just in my contract. But for me to leave a wedding because somebody called me a name or I'm not feeling the respect that I'm getting is uncalled for. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this photographer, who maybe his ego's up, I'm giving you an option here, who's maybe his ego's up, feels like everybody should love his work and love what he does, should be respected? And if he's not respected, is he allowed to leave that wedding? If he does leave that wedding, what happens then? Who pays who? Does he give half the money back? Do they have to still pay him for the full services, assuming they've paid already? Or is he just being a baby? Let me know what you guys are thinking. I've kind of thought about it the last couple days, and I thought it'd be a cool video to kind of bring you guys into, because a lot of you guys don't see this stuff on Facebook. I don't know what else has happened in the post. He has actually blocked every single person that said, hey dude, man up, I don't agree with you. And we've also added another forum to this and talked about it a little bit more, where everybody said basically this is why he banned us. The thing with these groups is if you want to put something out there, don't expect everybody to love what you say. If you put an image up there and you get critiqued, thank them for critiquing. Don't get mad at the critique. But in this case, my personal belief, dude is wrong. He shouldn't have, he just man up and do what you were hired to do. You're not a guest at the wedding. You're hired there to shoot the wedding. Don't mess up their day because you're a sensitive Sally. Sensitive Sally, hashtag. Guys, thank you so much for checking me out. I'm going to awkwardly walk over here because this is a one take. So just don't...